Hello, Greg Newhouse, coming to you from Jacksonville Beach, Florida, Sunday morning. I want to talk to you today about the concept of discipline, defining discipline as a positive attribute to possess to help enhance your opportunities in life, no matter what that might be. It's being a great student, being a successful businessman, being a successful athlete, etc., etc. I got a simple definition of discipline presented to me by a mentor, Tim Sales. He defines it like this: discipline is activity that takes you towards your goal. Lack of discipline is activity that takes you away from your goal. So to make discipline an attribute, you have to have a goal or direction. And we all have goals or directions. We all have wants or needs. Sometimes we just don't identify them. Let's apply it to going to school, for instance. As a college athlete here in the United States, they must maintain a certain grade point average towards their major in college. So they got to go to class and be students. They cannot just be players. So they have to be disciplined so they don't tie up all their time in academics so they can go and play football at the same with their free time, if you know what I'm saying. Or for instance, let's just use you as an elementary student there in London, England. There's probably something you truly have a passion for. You may not have a passion for every class, and you may be a great student. I shouldn't be talking to you about discipline then. But at the same time, you may need that concept to apply to different ventures in your life. But if you're a student that had, for instance, I went to school, I went all the way through college, and you know what my favorite class was? Recess. We call it recreation, activities. You go out and you play. Some don't consider it a class, and they actually dropped it from the curriculum here in the States. But I think it's a huge class because it's physical activity. It's becoming aware. But also, I was an athlete. So for me to be to enjoy my recess, I had to do it right during the class hours when I was younger, when I was your age. Because if I wasn't doing it right, they wouldn't let me go to recess. I'd have to do extra at recess. Also, when I got home, my parents wouldn't allow me to go play until I did my homework, which is schoolwork we bring home. I think they refer to it the same over there in London. So I learned how to focus in class, and I wasn't necessarily a smart person, but with the ability, learned to use the ability of focus and focusing on what was going on at the moment. In other words, understanding what the teacher wanted me to know, what they need me to know, what they need or want from me, so they can consider me successful, so they're successful, because they're only as successful as their students, just like a coach is only as successful as his players. So I had to learn, and I learned early, find out what the teacher needs or wants. And during that period with the teacher, focus on that. Get out of your head and your daydreaming and focus on that. You got time to daydream. If you're daydreaming during class, you're missing an opportunity to figure out what they need or want. Now, if you go home, you don't want, what do they want? Now you're sitting there trying to figure it out, and it's taking you more time. You don't get your homework done, da-da-da-da-da. One thing leads to another. So you learn how to focus that way. And then you do things. So discipline in relationship to being a student. Don't be distracted. Don't be a distraction during class. Why? It disrupts the class. It disrupts the teacher. That person doesn't get what they need or want, all right? And then you also are in what they call trouble, You're disrupting the class, so you get reprimanded, and that's when discipline becomes a negative. So I'm not here on how to talk about the system, what's right or wrong. You're in a class because society determines it's going to enhance your future on in life. And trust me, I found out that they're right. There's some tools that you learn that right now you don't quite comprehend, but they'll help you down the road. You'll have exposure. Plus your ability to focus if you take what I'm talking about. So anyways, don't disrupt class, because any action you do in class that prevents you from getting out to do what you want to do, the next class, the one you really love, or the recess, or if they have the same rules over there. If you're an athlete, you got to have certain classes and grades, boom. Or, you just want to go and get on your skateboard and get home after school. You don't want to do any detention stuff. Be disciplined. Do actions that take you towards getting what you want. So the number one thing is you have to have a goal. You have to have a direction. So in regards to class, your goal is to, my suggestion is, give the teacher what they need or want. You got to listen, so you develop your listening skills. Then you hear what they want or need. You repeat it to yourself until you know what it is they need or want. And then you focus on those things. So you're able to give them that, because everybody's got the capability of doing that. It's just a matter of if you want to put the energy to it. So do actions that take you towards giving what the teacher needs or wants, because that gets you what you need or want. There will be actions that get you out of class or helps you be a great student. Maybe you want to just be a great student. Maybe you really want to know the subject matter. You want to master it. Those are things. If you're disruptive, those are actions that take you away from your goals. It takes the class away from their goals. So that's what we call a lack of discipline. Any actions that take you away from your goal, lack of discipline. Actions that take you towards your goal, discipline. Used in a positive manner, discipline is an attribute that will enhance you in life. Now, when you apply it to school or to a job outside of school down the road, when you learn also the concept about finding out what people need or want and being able to give it to them, will enhance your opportunities. Your value to society goes up because you're able to provide something people need or want, something of value, because it's a value to them. So, hope you got some takeaways from this. Definition of discipline takes you to actions that take you towards your goal. Lack of discipline are actions that take you away from your goal. Also, if you learn to use your listening skills so you can find out what people need or want, teachers, coaches, parents, you're able to give them that. You become valuable to them. Increase your ability to create income, value for yourself. Hope you got something out of this. I'll hear back from you, Anthony. Take care.